trouble and hard times. Sing a tune like a church choir, but her melodies are always on repeat in my mind. Building scarecrows in a valley of dry bones. She's the heartbeat, always reminding me I'm alive. When my world burns red, through the flames you can make out my silhouette. I can tell you now, with every smoke-filled breath.
Good evening, I'm Brad Becker, and welcome to Red Barn Radio. This is Red Barn Radio's 18th broadcast season, and this is Red Barn Radio's 677th live concert performance. Tonight, Red Barn Radio presents Whiskey Foxtrot. They are a five-piece band from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, founded by Seth Williams and Sam Foster. After teaming up together, they quickly became a regional favorite down there. Their original music is a combination of country, blues, and rock and roll, stemming from influences such as the Allman Brothers Band, Tom Petty, and beyond. Welcome, folks, Whiskey Foxtrot to the Red Barn stage.
I know I feel like a worn out saddle, many miles to go. A horse is too lame, needs to be put down. And don't you know that's the way I feel right now. Breaks me into a cold sweat. With all the losing money, old allows a bit. Thought I could make it through without a scratch. Now I can't count the scars up and down my back. Can you hear my prayers up there? 'Cause hardcore cowboy all the way down here. No, I messed up and did it on my own. Oh, I don't wanna be a legend, I just wanna go home. Don't wanna be no legend, I just wanna go home. young age can steer you blind. And lack of good learning should be a crime. My hard head used to brace the cold. Now my worn out body can't do no more. Well, I'm still young, feel twice my age. Just turned 21, the good times ain't no fun. I rambled and stumbled and fell to the ground. Gotten up every time before, this time I'll lay down. Well, Lord, can you hear my prayers up there? 'Cause it's hard for a cowboy all the way down here. Oh, I messed up and did it on my own. Oh, I don't wanna be a legend, I just wanna go home. Don't wanna be no legend, I just wanna go home. They say home is where the heart is, and that's what I believe. Wherever I go, that's where home will be. Dust off my hat, boots, and settle down. But as soon as I do, well, I'll find my way out. Well, Lord, can you hear my prayers up there? 'Cause it's hard for a cowboy all the way down here. I know I messed up and did it on my own. I'm gonna be a legend, 'cause I can't stay home. Oh, I'm gonna be a legend. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Good evening, and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to the music of Kentucky. WEKU is Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, serving Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.fm. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. Lex Arts, Lexington, Kentucky's Arts Council, creating a great American city inspired by the arts. Chef Greg Scott and Broussard's Delta Kitchen, featuring authentic flavors of New Orleans and the Mississippi Delta, and live music every weekend. On Main Street in historic Georgetown, Kentucky, Broussard's is on Facebook. Listen locally, working in concert with people to embrace opportunities, listen locally, and engage in shared experiences, including music, theater, poetry, dialogue, and conversation. More on Facebook, Instagram, and listenlocally.net. Griffin Gate Resort and Spa, a luxury spa located in the Marriott in Lexington, Kentucky. The Griffin Gate Marriott Resort and Spa is the ideal choice for your next visit to Lexington, Kentucky. And Acuprint, providing printing, design, and fulfillment. Online at accuprint.us. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter, and hopefully like us on Facebook. Now here again is the host of Red Barn Radio to tell you more about tonight's performance.
Well, good evening, one and all, and welcome to Red Barn Radio. On the Red Barn stage tonight is Whiskey Foxtrot. The musicians of the Whiskey Foxtrot Band are Seth Williams on vocals, Sam Foster also on vocals, Brad Cardill on bass and vocals, Terry Von Cannon on the lap steel, and Stephen Worley on drums. Welcome, folks. Whiskey Foxtrot back to the Red Barn stage.
Thank you all so much. This song is a single that we put out a few months ago. It's based on a true story. It's about a girl that I was seeing one time, and she's now happily married to somebody else. But he's a meth head, so that's Sam 1, meth head 0. The song's called San Isidro. Well, I still got your picture hiding in a dirty frame. And when I hear Mendocino, I can't help but say your name. And you've never seen the ruins of a world you left behind. Just a few austere reminders is all that you will find. Old late night conversations about where we'd plan to go. Costa Rica in the springtime, but you was gone before the snow. And I'd seen a look in your eye that I'd never seen before, when you grabbed my hand and held me close to some apartment floor. And I can't look back, but I still look back on all those empty promises and dreams that ran off track. And it pulls me in, don't let it pull me in, around my brain just like a noose and stick me like a pin. The rift with us began, and the last I heard, you took his name in a ring on your left hand. And you both split off for Boston, but you said it's far too cold. Well, I might head west to Cali, down to San Isidro. And I wrote letters to your mama about how you ran away. She said to turn to Jesus, he'd keep the wolves at bay. Oh, but lately I find comfort in a substance far less pure. And I don't know if it's the answer, but it sure feels like the cure. And I can't look back, but I still look back on all those empty promises and dreams that ran off track. And it pulls me in, don't let it pull me in, around my brain just like a noose and stick me like a pin. and it pulls me in. Don't let it pull me in. Around my brain just like a noose and stick me like a pin. Stick me like a pin. Well, I still got your picture hiding in a dirty frame. And when I hear Mendocino, I can't help but say your name. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank y'all. It's pretty cool. We get to talk a little bit about our songs. This next one is one I wrote and brought to the band after a trip down to Florida. Just a little duo run me and Sam did. And we went to this town called Gibtown. And it was so interesting because that's where, if you see any carnival in the southeast set up anywhere, it's most likely those people come from this town down in Florida. So with all that kind of interesting background and kind of jobs that you would get with a carnival, you can imagine what this town would look like. It's very colorful, and it's a very kind of humble little town, but it's really, really cool, the sights you can see. And after experiencing that, I wanted to put it in a song, and so we're putting it on the upcoming album. This is one called Big Top Town. Well, this big top town, people hanging around in their rhinestone black shirts. I throw them a smile and stroll on by, off of what it's worth. But nothing seems to change, you know. They all just come and go, 'cause they know another sunset is coming tomorrow, coming tomorrow. Stars, never seen them on a drive-in screen. A skyline at sunrise looks like a movie scene. The desperation in their eyes, years of smiles on their face. And all they say is enjoy it, because you look like me one day. They ride roller coasters in their minds and in their backyards. Between broken streets and shattered dreams, life ain't all that hard. A double wide sinking in the sand, right beside mansions. Well, things ain't bad when you're down. This big top town. Just repaved the boulevard with fresh paint on new blacktop. But no matter how hard they try, it still looks like it's falling apart. Well, me and some strangers I call friends pile into my Cutlass Supreme and drive past the boulevard to some bar on a side street. We're staying out till the sun comes up, wasting away on my luck. We'll pick up lines on what's the point. Oh man, just roll me another joint. We're smoking on the hood till the light turns out. This big top town. has its ups and downs. Well, hell, now don't we all? But I've been thinking time away and accepting where the chips did fall. I can't change where I am, make the best of what will be. And truth be told, this place, well, is the place for me. Jet airplanes flying over top, with monster trucks on cinder blocks. Might find myself a bell-bottom queen and buy a house in between those smokestacks rolling so far down in this big top town. Take a second to tune.
We tune because we care.
But I don't know. I guess this next song is one about just running down the road, playing music, and all types of fun stuff. And by the way, being in North Carolina, there's not too many venues that let you come in and tell stories and stuff like that about your songs. So big thanks to Red Barn for having us out here and letting us tell some stories and sing some songs. And this is one of them. This one called Outlaw Country Man. Hit it, bro. Well, I played every single bar in this town, driving my rig round and around. Well, everybody knows me and I know everybody. Well, they know my handle on the CB and they call me the Outlaw Country Man. Oh! Rusty cars in people's front yard. I love the hell out of this old guitar, and every truck stop on the highway, it's like a second home to me. Well, they know my hand on the CB and they call me the Outlaw Country Man. Played a little Baptist church on Friday night. Then I'm heading eastbound, chasing long white lines. I got a 10-mile range on stretch out the pawn shop, dirty old Cobra 29. Well, they know my hand on the CB and they call me the Outlaw Country Man. I tell them, Lord. One eye open and the window down. I'm burning up the road with one headlight out. Oh yes, I'm left lane hauling with a Red Barn show jamming on the radio. Well, they know my hand on the CB and they call me the Outlaw Country Man. Hey! Got a sweet little mama waiting for me at home. Can't wait to pull in a drive and put it in the barn. Oh yes, I'm double clutching, grabbing gears and getting to her as fast as I can. Well, she knows my hand on the CB and she calls me the Outlaw Country Man. Oh Lord.
Bring a little bit of that honky-tonk to you. So driving around and playing dive bars, there's not a huge chance for us to, like Seth said, come and tell stories. Usually we're just background music. And there was one night I was playing in High Point, North Carolina, in a bar that I'm not going to name. But it was terrible. I played to the bartender for 4 hours on a Tuesday till like 2 in the morning. And friends, let me tell you, it was awful. So this song's about that. Thank y'all for hanging out and listening to us play some songs. It's called Empty Barroom Blues. Well, the clock strikes midnight, ain't a soul to be found. Living it up some dive bar on a cutter ain't one old town. And Tuesday turns to Wednesday, and all that's left for me is a pocket full of cash and a run down the motel key. Well, I can still hear the words my daddy'd say. You won't make no money, boy, just keep your head down each day. And I've got this certain feeling, and it burns me up inside. And I got all these songs to sing, I'll take it all in stride. It ain't about the money, we all reap what we sow. It ain't about the glory, only a few of us will know. It's broke strings and it always seems to just trying to pay our dues. Singing a song just can't on about this empty barroom blues. Well, most nights it don't seem worth it. Might as well go for broke. Ain't nobody that'd give a damn about a guitar slinging boat. Then another night the song's hitting just like a pound of crack. Feel that surge run through my veins, there ain't no turning back. It ain't about the money, we all reap what we sow. It ain't about the glory, only a few of us will know. It's broken strings and it always seems to just trying to pay our dues. Sing the song, just can't all about this empty barroom blues. Come on now. About the money, we all reap what we sow. It ain't about the glory, only a few of us will know. It's broke strings and it always seems to just try to pay our dues. Sing the song, just can't all about this empty barroom blues. I said it's broke strings, yeah, it always seems to just try to pay our dues. Sing the song, just can't all about this empty barroom blues.
Well, good evening, one and all. It's nice to have you here with us on Red Barn Radio. Our guest tonight is Whiskey Foxtrot, and if you speak military language, you know that that name is more than a drinkable drink and a danceable dance. It has another meaning out there, and you can look it up. Feel free. But meanwhile, maybe you guys could tell us where you call home. Sam, you want to start us off?
Yeah, well, we say we're from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, but we live all over the Piedmont. I live in Winston. Brad lives in a place called Climax, North Carolina. Stephen, back here on the drums, he's in Greensboro. Terry's also in Greensboro, and Seth lives up in Reedsville.
So give me some idea about the proximity of those places to each other, because I really don't, I don't know that region very well.
They're all within 30 minutes to an hour of each other.
Okay, close enough you guys can get together and practice. And,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. All right, well, why don't you, well, since we'd call, maybe should we call Winston-Salem sort of the hub of where you all live? Is that your musical home, like where you guys perform most, would you say?
It is,
okay.
Yeah. Between there and Greensboro, they're all part of a place they call the Triad.
Oh, okay.
And So yeah, Winston's the home. They've been real good to us. There's some of our favorite bars down there that we like to go play at and get into all kinds of shenanigans.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Yeah. Well, that leads then to my next question, which is I wonder if you all sort of could tag team like a sort of an alt welcome wagon journey around Winston-Salem. Tell us about the place I'm talking about. Interesting places to go. What do you do when you're there? People who are listening to the program, may not know the area just like I don't.
Yeah, well, definitely the Downtown Arts District. That's definitely a hub for creativity and music and art, of course, and lots
That's
of other
Seth
things.
talking here.
Social things to do down there for sure.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, okay, good. So that's sort of the. Was that sort of like the? Would you call that like the hipster family hub kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're interested in the alt version.
Oh, the alt version?
Yeah, the alt version. Take us down to take us to some of those funky places that only people from Winston-Salem know about.
My backyard. No, there's a joint that opened up about a year ago. It's called Earl's, and they have a lot of country bands in there and a lot of honky tonks. They got a real cool open mic on Monday nights. That's one of them. There's a place called the Ramcat that hosts national and regional acts down to all the way to just local guys that play in a little bar upstairs. It's called the Ramcat, a real cool joint.
Nice.
And down on Trade Street, they have the Arts District. Winston-Salem is very devoted to the arts, from musicians to painters to film. We have the North Carolina School of the Arts in town as well. So Winston-Salem is all about that. It's the city of arts and innovation.
Yeah, tell me about that School of the Arts. Any of you who know something about it.
None of us got accepted.
Yeah.
To it.
So I don't know that doesn't paint them in a very good light if none of you were accepted, because you're all so good.
I don't think we applied.
No, I don't think we applied to be fair.
But they got all kinds of stuff there, from filmmaking. Like my roommate, he's a filmmaker. He went there. They got music programs, just all sorts of stuff that's arts based.
So they do they have a program there for traditional music where young people or people interested in playing clawhammer banjo, for instance, can go and take workshops, that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm not 100% sure, but I would guess that they do.
All right. Well, very cool. So tell us about how you guys happen to come together. You're an interesting mix of dudes up here.
Yeah.
And your music is an interesting mix of things. We don't usually talk about age, because that would be ageistic, I guess, or ageism or something,
right,
to do that kind of thing on a show like ours. But it does seem like your ages might range by 15 years, maybe.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
That was good.
Does that work okay?
Yeah.
Even more. Brad is shaking his head. He's saying that sounds like a good thing to say.
Yep.
Brad, talk on that one.
Yeah, Terry's 35.
Terry over
Yeah,
on
and Steve is 32. I'm 31, and these guys are in their 20s.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's funny. I guess the two people that first started playing together in the band, I'm the youngest, and of course Terry being the oldest, we started playing together first, really, in the blues. Yeah.
Okay, Terry has just said he was 14 when I met him.
Yeah. We started playing blues together, and
You and Terry?
Yeah. He played lap steel. I played acoustic. Went out to Memphis and Tennessee and all that cool stuff. But,
Okay, now you're a storyteller, so I feel like you're rushing through that story. How did that happen? Where you get sort of an old codger like him and a young guy like you playing together?
He was involved with the Peanut Blues Preservation Society, and we had kind of known of each other in the area and played together in some jam bands at some local bars and stuff. He called me up and he's like, "Hey man, would you be interested in entering this competition to the International Blues Challenge? So you got to win your local challenge to go to the international one in Memphis." And I entered it as a youth in the first one, and then went to Memphis. And in the second time around, I entered as duo with Terry, and me and him both went out to Memphis together and did some stuff out there.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So all that element got brought into the band too when we started playing.
Nice. So Seth, so while we're talking about you as a 14-year-old, talk about when you first started playing and how that happened for you so young, and maybe what role your family played in that. You've got some family here tonight.
Oh yeah,
I saw
mama
30 or 40
back there, and my mama back there, my daddy, and my sister Olivia. But we all travel together also with the band, and they help out as much as they can. But as far as me playing and starting, I don't know, man. I started homeschooling, being homeschooled, and had a lot of time on my hands, getting done with school around lunchtime. And we had some old guitars in the house. And my Papa Joe, my granddaddy on my mama's side, he plays bluegrass. So being around him growing up, it wasn't until I had time on my hands I started to get interested in it and fooling with it. So I learned some stuff from him and learned some songs and chords and things like that. And just it progressed from there. YouTube's the best guitar teacher you can have.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious, and maybe this is a question that we should call your parents up to the mic for. Yeah. But do you have a sense of when you were a young person getting homeschooled, did you ever ask your parents, gee, why can't I do school like the other kids?
Oh no! After I got in about like a year or so, I did not want to go to public school. I loved it, man. I got to go down. My dad's got a shop at the house. I got to work on cars and trucks with him, and got to learn a lot. And of course, being around Mom, got to learn a lot of life lessons and things like that. And got to grow up with my sister and see the talents and her coming up as a young woman. So I don't know, man. I say if any parents out there want to homeschool and you're on a 50-50 about it, go for it.
Huh. Well, that's pretty cool, yeah. Sam.
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, that's
I
right.
say on the contrary to that, my parents kicked me out of homeschooling.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they sent me to a Baptist school, so it may not be for everybody.
I'm a school teacher, and I think it would have been challenging for me to homeschool my own kids. But on the other hand, if I had to offer to my kids what your parents had to offer to you, which was some real solid skills, training, sort of. We sit around at the lunch table now as teachers and talk about just that. That's something that's missing in education now. That skills training.
That one-on-one. I don't know. I guess through that as well, I got to find out what I really wanted to do with life right off the bat. Being that young, I was so enamored with guitar and music in general. That was like, all right. And I was able to focus on that and develop it and got a deeper passion for it by doing so.
And was college ever something that you had in mind, or did you ever go that direction?
I thought about it younger, but as I got older, it was one of those things that just kind of faded for me. I got older and started wanting to play more. It almost I was like, well, that's going to get in the way of playing. So I was like, I want to play.
Yeah.
So I went for it and started playing.
Were you always pretty disciplined as a player, or did it never feel like discipline to you?
I don't know. It's weird because obviously there's riffs you want to learn that you have to discipline yourself to learn. But I guess teaching myself, there was no limits. I didn't have a teacher going, well, you shouldn't play it like that. It's actually played like this. So I didn't have nobody to tell me right or wrong. So there was no roof. I just, there was no limit to it. So whatever I learned, that's just how I learned it.
Yeah. Hey, Terry, would you mind? I mean, you're portable, right? You can move. Would you mind stepping up and sort of telling your side of this great story about how it is that you and Seth came together?
Well, my wife, Janice, was friends with Seth's parents for how long? All your life? Their entire life. And I was working a weekly jam. What night was it? Wednesday, Thursday?
Wednesdays or
And
Thursdays.
she said, some friends of mine are bringing their 14-year-old son over. Would you kind of watch after him? And I was like, oh, God.
Oh, no, not that.
But when I met him, I liked him.
What did you like right
He
away?
was polite, seemed to be intelligent. I mean,
has something proven that wrong since then?
No, he's a very fine young man. We became friends. And he says I mentored him, but my first rule was there are no rules. And I told you that. Yeah. And we just became friends. I showed him things on guitar. I showed him things on tuning, on the lap steel. We started playing together. And what's my number one saying about Seth? He's like a sponge. I'd show him something, and 3 weeks later he'd come back and go, look at this. And he'd have it. So it really worked good. And really, him and his sister, where is Olivia?
She's somewhere right over there taking pictures.
They give me hope for young people when I think I have no hope. I mean, they're good people.
Hey, Okay, yeah, good. Let's do it. But don't leave. Don't leave because while you're here, I want to ask you about your musical background.
I quit college
Okay.
to play. I went one semester to UNC Charlotte, business administration, and I played all through high school. I started playing when I was 10 years old. My Uncle Joe played, so I asked my mom for when I was 9 years old for a guitar, and at my 10th birthday I got lessons in a guitar. Played music by the time I was 14 through 17 in high school. Quit college, come home after that first semester and told my mom, I'm not happy, I want to play music.
And Mom
she
said,
she said, we don't want to pay for college if you don't want to go. You can go next year or the year after and reapply if this doesn't work out. So within 3 months, I was in a full-time band, and we played from New York to Florida, all over the East Coast, and I've done this several years. I'm 35 now.
yes, right,
And
right.
been playing all my life. I'm very lucky to have played music all my adult life. So, I mean, it's really a dream come true for me.
Yeah. And is this is this a lot like other bands that you've played with in terms of the musical style?
No. With this band, I can't explain it, but our original songs we play, and I recorded my first original song in 1980 that I wrote and did stuff on it. But, and my wife were talking about this last week. A lot of bands are great bands, they're great cover bands, but when they do original music, everybody goes, oh, I got to go get a drink.
Yeah, right.
You know, we seem to have great response to our original music, and I've never really seen that with any other band I've been in. You know, our original music feels just as comfortable as any cover tune we would play. So we're having fun with that.
Yeah, your original music is really happening. It's really fun. It's raucous.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's you know.
We're having fun.
Yeah, and it seems like you're having fun.
Well, I
How
don't
does
know
it-
if Sam's having fun.
No, I can tell Sam is too. I can tell by the smile on his face. Hey, thanks for talking to me. Folks, our guest tonight is Whiskey Foxtrot. They're a band from down there in the Triad, the Piedmont Triad. I've learned something already tonight. There's more to learn, more conversation to have. But meanwhile, let's get back Whiskey Foxtrot for some more raucous music. Whiskey Foxtrot, folks.
Thank you. This next tune is called The Broken End. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, help me find my way. I'm walking blindly into this broken end alone. I took it for what it was worth when you gave me a word that you had the love to give. All I got was hurt, and I wish I could take it back after what I've been through. And all of this time gone by don't mean a thing to you. Don't mean a thing to you. Well, I've been up all night when you gave me word that you had the love to give. All I got was hurt. Thank you very much.
Well, this next song, in fact, I'm going to let you introduce this song because you have that thing you'd say about it every time, about the cornfield and stuff. I can't do it. Just 'cause
This
it's you
song
can't.
sounds like the Allman Brothers and Bachman Turner Overdrive ate each other for lunch, had a child, and then ripped through a cornfield with the headlights off.
This is one called Turn Off the Headlights.
Why's it got to be the same old love story? We both got what we need, why don't we give it up now? Oh, we know the perfect place, babe, I know just how. Now I ain't trying to treat you well, just want to show you what a good time's about. Rust and chrome, full tank, doors open, come on in. Take my hand, it's alright. I got you covered tonight. Turn up the radio and turn off the headlights. Yeah. Take a little while to get where we're going. But I can see in your eyes hesitation, baby, showing. Oh, but I can keep it straight between the lines. Take my hand, it's alright. I got you covered tonight. Turn up the radio and turn off the headlights. Shift gears in the moonlight. Ride with the radio blasting all night. Ride the shotgun like it ain't no thing. Oh, turn it up and let the pioneers sing. Well, alright.
talked a little bit about growing up at the house, being homeschooled and getting to go down to the shop and do what I love to do on the side, which is work with my dad and all that stuff. But me and my family, we raced as well. We did what's called the most redneck thing you could possibly do in this country, and I think is lovely, is we mud raced. And that's where you take the most powerful truck you can build and run it through a mud pit that's roughly 250 foot long, and you see if you can get the furthest or the fastest. And we did that for many years, and I absolutely loved it. I know getting to go around with your family yet again and doing all types of stuff. So you can imagine the things you grew up around and the things you got to do. But this is just a song about growing up around Daddy and my granddaddy, building racing engines and four-wheel drives and stuff like that. This is one called 6 Seconds, 6 Days. Turning wrenches under fluorescent lights, all burning in the smell of gasoline. Cold concrete aching my feet, making this a living's putting a hurting on me. Well, sparks flying and filling up the air. Black dog starts barking up there. Headers sounding pretty loud. Some peas saying quiet would do me good now. The engine block swinging from a chain. Fumes choking my brain. Oh Lord, I'm running on empty. I guess I keep on living the same. Sweat, rust, and mud in your eye. That's what makes you a man. Get it right the first time, son, so you don't have to do it again. Oh, that compressor running all night long, drowning out my thoughts as I keep working on. Cutting iron to the bone while grease and blood runs down my arm. And it's the engine block swinging from a chain. Fumes choking my brain. Oh Lord, I'm running on empty. I guess I keep on living the same. Pulling up to the line, trans break off of himself, free my mind. A 6 second pass feels like 6 days, busted knuckles and pure pain. Well, 250 foot between you and me. Now this small block is running you down. Well, the engine block swinging from a chain. Fumes choking my brain. Well, Lord, I'm running on empty. I guess I keep on living the same. And it's the engine block swinging from a chain. Fumes choking my brain. Well, Lord, I'm running on empty. I guess I keep on living the same world.
Red Barn Radio is brought to you this evening with the help of Chef Greg Scott and Broussard's Delta Kitchen, featuring authentic flavors of New Orleans and the Mississippi Delta on Main Street in historic Georgetown, Kentucky. Broussard's is also on Facebook. Listen locally, working in concert with people to embrace opportunities. Listen locally and engage in shared experiences, including music, theater, poetry, dialogue, and conversation. More on Facebook, Instagram, and listenlocally.net. The Griffin Gate Resort and Spa, a luxury spa located in the Marriott in Lexington, Kentucky. The Griffin Gate Resort is perfect for your next visit to Lexington, Kentucky. Accuprint, providing printing, design, and fulfillment. Online, accuprint.us. And now, welcome to the second half of tonight's Red Barn Radio program. Red Barn Radio is coming to you live from the Performance Hall at Arts Place here in the great city of Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome back, folks. Whiskey Foxtrot.
Thank you so much. So we got a new record coming out in January. This is one off it. We like to call it a slow jam. We so affectionately call it the Baby Maker. Because it's a very sentimental song. It's called The First to Know. Friday night in October, there's a ball game down the street. You reach out and move in closer, what brings you here to me? The camel light hanging on your lip, though you tried to quit in June. Some old habits you just can't kick, I didn't mean to stay so soon. And it's a short way to fall if you ain't got far to go. Well, I ripped my heart all up my sleeve. Excuse me, ma'am, it's time to leave. But when I'm back, you'll be the first to know. Been a couple of years since I felt this warm. Find the strength to face my fears as you've all become the storm. And light and hair, I can feel you breathe, such a sweet and gentle one. But somewhere around 2 or 3, I get the urge to run. And it's a short way to fall if you ain't got far to go. Well, I ripped my heart off of my sleeve. Excuse me, ma'am, it's time to leave. When I'm back, you'll be the first to know. my pride, and it's a short way to fall. He ain't got far to go. I ripped my heart all of my sleeve. Excuse me, ma'am, it's time to leave. When I'm back, you'll be the first to know. When I'm back, you'll be the first to know. Oh, the first to know. Well, thank you. We're going to kick it up a notch now. This is a song about a girl from Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta woman, won't you come to bed? Turn down your lantern light. All these dreams gone to my head. They've been playing out each night. And my hands tremble to the bone. Just a scattered, nervous wreck. I spend enough nights alone. Calm the waves crashing on my deck. Atlanta's calling me from home. Pictures rolling monochrome. With the morning light, we'll pretend that it's alright. Lost in the Fulton County night. There's a guitar slinging band that keeps grooving all night long. Say the devil might be their friend. I heard it all in some song. Atlanta's calling me from home. Pictures rolling monochrome. With the morning light, we'll pretend that it's alright. Lost in the Fulton County night. Come and bail me out. Mr. Petty's motel room again. Trying to learn what he's talking about. Some uphill battle that I can't. Well, yeah. Windows rolling monochrome. With the morning light, we'll pretend that it's alright. Lost in the Fulton County night. With the morning light, we'll pretend that it's alright. Lost in the Fulton County, lost in the Fulton County, lost in the Fulton County night. Fulton County night. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Red Barn, for having us, and you people for coming to hang out.
We like any place that feeds us, and we didn't even know we were going to be fed this afternoon. So, Red Barn gets an A+ in the Whiskey Foxtrot book. But this next song, I really don't know where it come from or why it even happened. Yeah, and I was sitting on the porch as you do in the summertime, enjoying the sunshine and the birds chirping and everything. And it had been a while since I wrote a song. I was trying to get inspired and, come up with something fresh and new. And I guess I had been listening to the band or a bunch of funky porch listening music or something, because even I don't know where this come from. But I just kind of wrote about the things that were around me at the time, and this song came out of it. This is one called, Breeze. I don't even know. Well, plastic snowman, I melted right in the front yard. Last time I checked my calendar, believe it said July. I think I recall you taking off in the dead of cold, but hell, I don't know. Something about it, don't pay attention and you got to go. A hot damn good Lord almighty, won't you send me a breeze? Must be up past 80-some degrees. Sitting on the front porch, no AC, and humidity is getting to me. Well, good Lord, won't you send me a breeze? Yeah, a sweet little southern breeze. Ooh, yeah. Little red cardinal flapping his wings, taking home in a tall, tall tree. One day it'll make up its mind and decide it's time to go, much like you did. Wait a minute, what we talking about again? Well, my memory is slipping and the sweat keeps pouring down my skin. In my head is gonna spin, asking myself, why did you have to leave? Or why it's so hot up in this place? I think I opened the fridge and locked myself in. Oh, hot damn good Lord almighty, won't you send me a breeze? It must be up past 90-some degrees. Sitting on the front porch, no AC, and humidity is getting to me. Well, good Lord, won't you send me a breeze? Yeah, a sweet little southern breeze. Ooh, yeah, la-da-da-da.
white snowman melted right in the front yard. Last time I checked my calendar, believe it said all girls. And I'm gonna call you, see if I can't bring you on around. Snuggle next to your cold, cold heart and bring my temperature down. Yeah. Hot damn good Lord Almighty, won't you send me a breeze? Must be a past 100 some degrees. Sitting on the front porch, no AC, and humidity is getting to me. Well, good Lord, won't you send me a breeze? Yeah, a sweet little southern breeze. Woo, yeah, la-da-da-da.
All right, folks, you're listening to Whiskey Foxtrot, and I hope you're enjoying it as much out there on the airwaves as we are in Arts Place here in Lexington, Kentucky, which is where Red Barn Radio stages its broadcasts week after week, and we're glad to have you with us. Hey, Brad, we haven't talked to you yet. Brad Cardill is the bass player for this Whiskey Foxtrot outfit. You know, Brad, no one would fault you for playing like just, one of those old tired bass lines, at least in one of the songs.
And I'm sure the guys probably would enjoy that as well, probably.
He's a guitar player with a bass.
Yeah, so
It's a great sound, Brad.
I had a ton of influences, different genres, and so it all kind of melds together.
Talk us through the bass players who really impacted you. Yeah, give two or three different ones.
We were just talking about this, weren't we, Steve? Yes,
That's a fun conversation.
On our way up here to Kentucky. It's long and sordid, but I would say Paul McCartney was the Beatles overall were a big influence on me, and I think also. When I was coming up, I had older brothers and sisters, 6 years older and 8 years older than me. My sister, Lynn, hey, Lynn, wherever you might be, hope you're listening. She played piano for 13 years, so I was sit by the piano bench as a little kid and listen to her play, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road from Elton John. She could sight read it straight through, and so that was probably the biggest influence. And, a lot of those bass players that came out of the 70s, everything from... like I said, Paul McCartney, John Paul Jones, Chris Squire. Contrary to popular opinion, I was not a big... Geddy Lee's incredible, but I wasn't a big Rush fan. I know it's weird. I went into Yes and Ian Anderson and Chris Squire and those guys.
And you a fan of the sort of session guys, Lee Sklar and guys like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say some of my very favorite, as I got a little older and really started to study the bass as an instrument by arrangement more than technically. James Jamerson, of course. A guy by the name of Chuck Rainey. Some of you may not have ever heard Chuck Rainey by name, but you've heard his bass lines quite frequently. He played with Quincy Jones. And he was the resident bass player for Steely Dan and so many more. I can't even list to mention, but Chuck Rainey's an incredible bass player, so it was a big influence on me.
Huh. That bass line on Peg, does he play that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And, all those kinds of... Honestly, I just got into... I had a lot of country coming up that was kind of in the fringes, but I grew up in more of a rock and roll household. And then just recently, I'd say in the last 5 or 6 years, I guess the comeuppance of Cody Jinks, Sturgill Simpson, Tyler Childers, and the list, Whitey Morgan, and just the list of these artists that have come up here in the last 10 years show us a lot of substance in their music. And for me, it doesn't matter what the substance, like the type of music it is. If it emotionally moves you, then it's good music, right? So in modern music lately, there's a lot of great artists out there, but I just noticed in the country world, I'll say the alt country world, I guess, it's where I discovered real substance in music in the last 10 years. So I kind of got hooked on it.
You mean you discovered substance in a place where you thought there wasn't before?
Yeah, you know, I wasn't big on, you know, how did Tyler used to say it? He'd say, not singing about red Solo cups, but singing about the guy who makes the Solo cups in the factory. That's kind of the idea, and that's what I like about this movement now in country music. And it made me a fan. And I had quit playing for a little while, and then I looked up on Craigslist and found these two guys. And
Which two?
These two.
Oh, all right.
And I was never, I would say, I don't know that we call ourselves country at all, but with all these influences that we have. So.
Were they looking for a bass player, or were you looking for a band, or both?
I was sort of just testing the waters, and I went out there and I looked on Craigslist, and it was the first thing I saw. So I called them, and they said, yeah, come over. And that was it, pretty much. Then I had to go through the auditions, and, you know.
Right. Craigslist can go a lot of ways, can't it?
Well, it can end badly. Absolutely, it can end badly.
We had some misfires before we found Brad.
Oh, really? Any in particular that you can recall, Sam?
Yeah. No, we're not going to go there.
Well, I can tell you about the guy I called on Craigslist to come fix my roof, and we're standing up on the roof, and I smell really strong liquor on his breath. And then before I knew it, he was butting his cigarette on my roof while he was talking to me about my rubber roof that he was butting. Yeah, it was crazy. So thanks, Brad. Yeah, nice talking to you. And Sam, how about you? I don't want to leave you out.
That's okay. I'm always left out.
No, Sam, not tonight on Red Barn. What do you write a lot of the songs that you guys do?
Yeah, Seth and I basically we split all the writing that we do. Each of us will bring a skeleton of a song to the band. Usually it's just words and chord structures, and we say, here's what we got, and we'll spend weeks hashing it out and working it up and getting ready to take it out live.
Well, all right, neat process. So do you guys actually co-write lyrics too?
We've tried. We've never had anything successful yet that's worth talking about. Usually, like at least for me personally, I do better when I get in my own personal headspace.
Yeah.
And just kind of be alone with it before I take it to somebody else, because I can be pretty stubborn.
Yeah. Where's your song lyric material come from? Do you are you a guy who writes sort of routinely as sort of part of your daily workflow?
It varies. Usually I end up writing in batches, but all the material that I come up with, it's all based on real life experiences, either to me or from some of my friends' point of view. But I try and draw from those experiences, and usually, I hate to say I just, wait till something happens, but almost, you've always got the antenna tuned in, so to speak, but every once in a while it'll strike and something will come out of it.
Yeah.
Because if I sit down and try and force it, then it's just not good.
Yeah. And so, Sam, this is sort of a question for you and Seth. You both have mentioned tonight how nice it is to be able to give people a little backstory to the songs that you're singing. If that's important to you, I just assume you guys must get your fix someplace. You're not going to get it out at bars, like you say, where it's just too loud for anybody to hear anything sensitive.
Well, every once in a while we get to do something like this. For every 10 bars we play, 10 shows we play, 9 of them will be being just the loud band, that's pouring their heart out in the corner and no one cares. But then there's the one where it's people are sitting down, they're shutting up, and they're listening. And that's what really counts. And then, we're also putting out records, too. We've got a record coming in January. And because these are all songs we emotionally connect with, they're based on real life experiences. These things happen to everybody.
Yeah, and is it going to be important to you? Are you going to print the lyrics on your album notes? Do you know?
If we can afford it.
Yeah, it really is. That
Yeah.
that's a cost factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you should. I mean, I think that it's an important part of the experience, and it's part of the experience. I think it's getting lost now, right? As we sort of stream music.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember even as a kid, 12 years old, looking forward to my dad bought albums for us all the time, and used to sit down even as a 12-year-old and, put that on and break up on the lyrics and, set my ashtray up and no, but that was later. But anyway, to be able to listen to those lyrics and see what the person was singing about, then I also understood the music better.
Exactly.
At the same time. Do you? Yeah. So I guess I'm wondering. Do you guys feel like it's your hope that you'll engage people with the lyrics, and when you record this new album, are you going to give special attention in production to making sure that vocal, piece is strong out front?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Seth, were you gonna say? You gonna add anything?
Oh
to
no, I mean he's spot on with everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, the lyrics are definitely important. Being in a band this unique with two songwriters, they definitely come from two different places and two different points of view. I mean, you take two songwriters and tell them to write about one subject or one thing, you're gonna get two totally different songs.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the album goes, it's definitely, it shows that side and then this side, what it's like for two artists to take pieces of work to one unit, and
Yeah.
how they come out in different ways and things like that.
I really appreciate the music values that you guys are bringing to your arrangements. It's like it's throwback. A lot of it feels throwback to me, and it feels like there's a real strong commitment to your roots, which is just great. But I'm kind of curious to know how the arranging goes. You said you bring something to the band. And how does that sort of process of arranging things go, especially when you have somebody like, somebody like Terry back there who, is going to add so much color. I don't know if anybody listening has a sense of, the different things that are going on back there with you, Terry. I mean, there's a lot coming out of that little slab of wood.
A lot of voicings.
Yeah. So I mean, I've heard on a couple of tunes. On a couple of tunes, I've heard you looping. I think.
No,
Really?
I've done some repeating stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and there was one point where you sounded like a cello back there. Can you give people just a sense with your effects of some of the different sounds that you're creating back there with your device?
Natural sound is, of course, I fell in love with the instrument with the old Jackson Brown.
With David Lindley. Redneck.
And then I add some chorus every now and then. And probably what you heard was looping. I do have a delay and Samsung.
Oh yeah.
And then I can use my volume knob.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful sound. So yeah, you get that sort of pedal steely kind of sound. Do you also play pedal steel back there?
About 20 years ago, I messed with one, but it kind of, I like to do the reason they created pedal steels, some guys couldn't do the slam bar, and I like the old school. I'm a big fan of traditional lap steel.
Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful sound and adds so much to the dynamics. Do you guys, Seth, Sam, do you guys find yourself when you're putting together tunes and arranging them, do you really have the voice of that instrument in mind?
Oh yeah.
Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, you kind of, at least my point of view from songwriting is when you hear that song, you may hear lyrics or whatever first, but as you repeat it through your head or you got a melody, you kind of hear the drums in there, you hear the bass, or you're like, oh man, the guitar part could sound like this. So you come in with some ideas, and especially when you approach it to the band, hey, I heard the drums sound like this. Would that work? So you kind of, it's funny, you don't have the song, but you do have the song all at the same time. So it's just finding those parts, and especially with an instrument so unique, it's like, man, it would sound awesome if it did this or put some, because it sounds like an organ sometimes with the certain pedals and with the effects and the echo and stuff. It's got a wide range of color for a song.
It's amazing, and it's great the way you guys put it all together. And we have just so enjoyed having Whiskey Foxtrot here. And before we go back to the music, I want to definitely nod to Steven back there playing the drums. Hey, he smiles. I think that smile might be thanks for not getting me involved in the interview. But no, Steven, thanks. You're great playing back there.
Thank you very much.
Really
By the
been.
way, some of those bass lines are inspiration from him back there. So
Oh, all right.
that's a-
Well, it was you two guys having the geeky conversation on the way here about different Chuck Rainey and stuff. All right, well, let's get back to some music with Whiskey Foxtrot, folks. Great to have you guys here. Be well, drive safe. I know you got a long drive tonight. Are you gonna drive all the way back?
We're gonna try to.
Woo! Okay, be careful.
A lot of coffee.
Great to have you here. Welcome them back.
All right. This is a song called Last One Out. I know why you wanna talk so fast. Got a mouth full of rocks. It's the last time I ask what you're trying to say. And even though you tried, you couldn't shoot me straight. Left me standing on the corner of West. Got me running in circles. Can we give it a rest? Let's just call it a day. You've about worn me out, and I'm getting on the way. When you finally collect your mind, and there ain't no waiting line, you come to see the last one out. It's me. It's me. Never wanted to waste our time, but your little ways raise the coals in my mind. Let me doing the math, and I lost count somewhere on the path. You were never made too much sense. Oh, 1 and 1 and 3, it's a false pretense. When you finally collect your mind, and there ain't no waiting in line, you come to see the last one out. It's me. can't make the words that you say, and you ain't making sense. You can't find a way to make things right. It's harder at night to sleep at all. But I wait for the call, knowing it won't come. But I keep myself dumb, 'cause I'm the last one. I'm the last one. I'm the last one. I'm the last one. When you finally collect your mind, and there ain't no waiting line, you come to see me, the last one out. It's me. It's me. Hey, baby, it's me. Thank you very much. Little rock and roll for you.
Speaking of rock and roll and the blues, this next song is one I wrote after, I think it was the 30th Carolina Blues Festival. And down there they had a girl playing named Samantha Fish. And if you're a guitar player or music lover in general, definitely check this girl out. She gets up on stage in the biggest high heels I've ever seen and runs around hitting guitar pedals and plays better than anyone I've ever seen in my life. So at 17, you can imagine the effect that would have on a young man. So this is one called Guitar Queen. This is about her talent, and she's out there on the road. Check her out. Definitely a big influence. Guitar Queen. She lays it loud. She lays it lean in me. She lays it fast, or she lays it slow. She put the blues deep down in your soul. Well, yeah, she's alright. Now she's alright. Yeah, she's so fine. Lord, she's so fine. Little guitar queen. Got a steady hand. Oh, plays it better than anyone can. As she plays at the note world. Yeah, she's alright. Now she's alright. Yeah, she's so fine. Now she's so fine. Little guitar queen. She's alright. Now she's alright.
so fine. Lord, she's so fine. A little guitar queen. She's my guitar queen. She's my guitar queen. Oh, yeah.
This next one is another one coming up on the new record in January. It's called Hard Lines and Bitter Pills. Well, I guess I should have called when the wheels touched down. I just had to get away, get my feet on solid ground. And I can't get used to the place things have led. Take a drag and disappear, find some room to clear my head. And it's a hard line to follow when you're losing control. And it's a bitter pill to swallow when it's eating you whole. And saying that you'll run away don't mean that you will. Choke it down another day, hard lines and bitter pills. Truth be told, I ain't the same as I was 6 months ago. I should have spared you way back when. It's just my heart's a little slow, and I ain't called your name in weeks. Oh, but you ain't been calling mine. My friends all ask and wanna know, and I just say we're doing fine. And it's a hard line to follow when you're losing control. And it's a bitter pill to swallow when it's eating you whole. And saying that you'll run away don't mean that you will. Just choking down another day, hard lines and bitter pills. If all we've done is just a waste, I'd rather see you doing well. Won't rattle off some more cliche, and you tell me to go to hell. You know the reason why I'm here. I reckon it ain't no surprise. We both know that we can't go on living in the standard skies. And it's a hard line to follow when you're losing control. And it's a bitter pill choking down another day. Hardlines and better pills. Thank you.
We would like to thank Whiskey Foxtrot for being with us this evening. We also thank our volunteers for their help with our production each week. We give a special thanks to Nick Lazaroff for his production and photography. Thank you all for listening to our webcast, watching us on YouTube Live, and those listening to us on the Red Barn network of stations. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, public radio for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.fm. We also thank the members of our studio audience for supporting the mission of Red Barn Radio, which strives to present, promote, and preserve the rich musical tradition of Kentucky in this region and share this treasure with the world. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. Tickets for Red Barn Radio are now available online at eventbrite.com Lexington. Red Barn Radio is on hiatus for the next couple of weeks. We return December 4th with a Red Barn Radio holiday, and check this out. This program will feature Al, Alice, and Ruth, a trio that has a musical history that is amazing, performing nationally and internationally with their family, the McLean Family Band. The University of Kentucky Acousticats, they are the premier all-male a cappella ensemble in the state of Kentucky. Talk about a wall of voices. These guys are amazing. Jocelyn Hampton of the Sweet Compression, appearing in a solo performance, and the Restless Leg String Band, who draws from a deep well of traditional string band music combined with unique original material to create a real progressive bluegrass sound. They're all going to be on our holiday program. That's December 4th, 7 p.m. on Red Barn Radio. We hope you will join us. It's a great program. Hey, folks, let's give it up for Whiskey Foxtrot again. Let's hear another one. All right.
Thank you all again so much. And thanks to those of you for tuning in online as well. We really appreciate it.
See if I can't fix this real quick. We're all good now. Well, we have a tradition in Whiskey Foxtrot. Sam writes all the songs about girls, and I'll write all the songs about cars. So here's a little one called El Camino. Well, Lord, make me into a bird so I can fly away. Make me into a bronco so I can run through the wide Kentucky hills. Make me into an El Camino, the best of both worlds, haul my troubles away. The 454 Edo Bracciante, positive traction in the rear, or help me get out of here. Well, play me a chrome, vote me on a Kenworth, and make the highway my home, and Jake Break be my song. Hitch me to a train, watch me howl in the rain, as I smoke, choke, try to stay in my own lane. Just like that some pro gauge unpicked all the way, running so fast that I'd up and disintegrate, fade away in yesterday. I really don't know right from wrong. If I can't do that, how you expect me to stay that long? Oh, all my feet get to itching, heart starts to thumping, and I break the chain again. If I wind up dead out there in a ditch in a bar, somewhere beneath the desert stars, what I'm running from finally catches up and kills me, baby. Oh, have them send me back to you, and I tell you what you can do. Well, play me a chrome, boat me on a Kenworth, and make the highway my home, and Jake Break be my song. Hitch me to a train, watch me howl in the rain, as I smoke, choke, try to stay in my own lane. Just like that Sun Pro gauge, I'm picked all the way, running so fast that I'd up and disintegrate, fade away in yesterday. Me and this Camino's gonna ride till I'm blowing gasket, running so hard, run these tires out of tread. I don't know what's going on in my head. I take it on to the red line. I think it's gonna happen this time. I feel the highway moan, a rattle in my bones, staring in the sunshine, make you go blind. Running out of road, at least that's what I'm told. I don't really know right from wrong, babe. Oh, I don't really know right from wrong, babe. Oh, I don't really know right from wrong, yeah, now. Oh, I don't really know right from wrong, babe.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
We are Whiskey Fox Show.
Well, that's all of Red Barn Radio for this week from Lexington, Kentucky. You can see and hear us worldwide as we stream live on the web at YouTube, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Our program is also available on the WEKU app. Check out Red Barn Radio on demand. From all of us here at Red Barn Radio, we thank you for joining us tonight for our program, and we look forward to seeing you back on December 4 for our Red Barn Radio holiday show. Good night.